And so rates are low right now. So I really wanted to do a video on a question that I am constantly getting all the time, which is when is it beneficial for me to refinance? And that's a really tricky question. And so I want to flip the script a little bit and talk about the questions that you should ask yourself on whether you should refinance. Okay, so I'm going to step out of the way here. There we go. So the question is, when is refinancing beneficial? So the questions that I ask you to ask yourself is, one, before you do any refinance, you want to make sure that you determine what your goal is of the refinance. Okay, so that could be a lower rate. That could be, so, you know, let's just say you have a high interest rate and you hear interest rates are low, you want a lower rate. Some people want a lower term. So you could be in a 30-year and you want to pay your loan off sooner. And so you want to either go down to a 15-year or a 20-year or a 25-year or anything like that to help you pay off your loan sooner. So if you currently owe 28 years and you want to save tons of money over your loan and now you want to go down to a 25-year, you'll cut 3 years off your mortgage. So is that your goal, to pay off your loan sooner? Also, do you want a lower payment? And I know that's a crazy question to ask, right? Like, who doesn't want a lower payment? But that's not always the case of why people refinance, because if you refinance from a 30 to a 15-year because you want to pay off your loan sooner, you're not necessarily going to get a lower payment. You'll actually get a higher payment, but you'll save tons of years off of your actual mortgage payment, and that's where you save on all of that interest. Then you have your cash out. So some borrowers want to consolidate debt. Some borrowers want to help pay for their kids to go to college or a new car. There are several reasons why customers want cash out. So are you refinancing because you want to use the equity in your home to help you accomplish some goal that only you knows? That's another reason to refinance. And then obviously, what about upgrades? What if your home is 10, 15 years old and you're just tired of looking at the carpet, or you want to upgrade to wood, or you want granite, or maybe it's time for an extra room because you bought the home and now you have more kids, or maybe an in-law moved in. You just never know what that is. So these are all reasons why that you should think about when you think about refinancing. It's not just the rate, it's what is your overall goal. And I just can't answer that question for you because you know your monthly budget and you know what your family needs to make it by in a month, but it's not just about the mortgage payment. To some people, saving $50 a month is huge for their family because their budget needs that. To some, it's $150. To some, it's $300. So what is that number for you that would make it beneficial for you to refinance? Only you know that number. But again, it's not just about the mortgage. It's about financial security and then financial freedom. By refinancing, if you save money, would it help you and your family that extra money to either put aside for an emergency fund, maybe for a family trip next year, maybe for that new car you wanted, maybe to pay off credit cards? What would that extra money do for you? And I can't determine that, whether $50 is not enough or $150 is not enough. Only you know that. So before you call for refinancing, make sure you know exactly what your goal is, because if you call someone like me, the first question I'm going to ask you is, what is your goal in refinancing? And every client is different from the other client. So I never assume. And obviously the mortgage is about you. It's not about me. And I want to make sure that we accomplish that through your refinance. So again, rates are phenomenal right now. I think it's very important that you at least look into refinancing, but know your goal before you call, okay? The next thing is determine your cost to refinance. Obviously, refinancing is not free. No matter what they tell you, no closing costs. Either you're paying for it in the interest rate, somehow you're paying for it because no mortgage company does anything for free. So determine your cost to refinance, and then how long would it take you to recuperate the cost to refinance, because that's important. If you're gonna pay a lot of money and it'll take you tons of years to make up that cost, maybe that refinance isn't that beneficial. Once again, we'll go through that when you call, but I put an example on here. Let's just say you call to refinance and your refinance would save you $150 a month. Well, over the year, that's $1,800 a year. So let's just say hypothetically that your cash to close is not cash to close, but whether it's rolled in or brought, is $3,500. Well, if you notice, if you're going to save $1,800 a year, 1,800 times 2 is 3,600. So you would actually make up your closing in less than 2 years if you were going to save $150. This refinance may be very beneficial for you, because if you have a 30-year mortgage, that means years 3 through 30, you're saving $150. And if you multiply that, obviously, times 28 years, that would give you your savings and interest over the life of the loan. So again, my video is about refinancing, because it's funny to me, because clients do ask you, well, do you think this is beneficial? I can tell you my thoughts, but at the end of the day, I don't know your budget and what your family needs. So know your goals before you call. So cash outs are really good right now, obviously consolidating debt. And one of the things, I'm not a CPA, so I'm going to mention something, but please know I'm not a CPA. So the biggest thing is, remember your credit cards that you have, obviously, unless you own your own business or anything like that, you can't write off that high interest. But if you refinance your mortgage interest does have the ability for you to write it off on your taxes. The caps on that, or all of that stuff, you got to speak with your CPA. So just think about getting rid of a 20 to $26% credit card and paying it through the equity in your home. Yes, some people may say, oh, but you're spreading it over 30 years. Not necessarily, if your loan officer can teach you how to pay your mortgage off sooner. So you can actually get in a 30-year, not be obligated for the higher payment of a 15-year, and still be taught how much money you can pay more to get your loan paid off in 15 years. So again, it's all about education. If you don't know, you got to choose the professional who knows how to help you. So again, if I can help you in any way, remember, I service the whole state of Texas. I service the whole state of Florida. And I would be more than happy to look at your scenario, listen to your story, and find out or determine if refinancing is beneficial for you. So again, rates are phenomenal. Let me see who's on here and see if there's any questions that I could have as well. You can always inbox me on Facebook, or you can email me at TheJLoan@gmail.com. Any scenarios that you have to want to see if a refinance is beneficial for you. But I can tell you the time is now. Everyone knows me to know I'm not a pressure person. I'm not a pressure seller. But I do feel if the rates are great now and it's beneficial, please don't wait or ride the fence, because we have no idea when rates will go back up or when rates will change. So if you are looking to refinance, now is the time to call for your free quote. Or once again, you could just email me at TheJLoan.com. So let's see who's on here on this happy Monday, and see if there's any questions that I can answer for you. Hey, Don, Kendall, Rodrika, hey, Poppy, Sandy, JJ, Janae, how are you? Eridise, my sister from another mister. Tina, how are you? Michelle, and my brother, how are you? I see everyone is on here. So again, if you have any questions, I'm so happy to help. It's Monday. I'm excited about this week. I'm excited about the month of February. And if there's anything that I can help you with, please let me know. What's up, Steven? That's my favorite real estate continuing education coach in the building. And so once again, watch the video. But what you guys have to do for me, everyone always asks, what can we do for you, Jeanette? You know what you can do for me? You can click like and you can click share.